Welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak. Let's talk about macros and EULA. Okay, so before March and before I got comments talking about how I can use hotkeys to better manage my game, wasn't really into hotkeys a lot. I was a lot of right-clicking and stuff and launching drones and all that stuff. But one of the things I really loved about keyboards nowadays is it's got these macro keys. And I would have control space for stop as one of my macro keys right down the bottom corner. I'll bring this up. Yeah, a cheap Walmart keyboard. I used to have a Corsair, but I broke it and I was like, screw it, I'm going for a cheap one. I hate shopping at Walmart, but yeah. So I had stop as G5, so I could just press, instead of pressing control space, I could just press the one next to it, G5. Yay, stop. Which is wonderful when you're working with a ton of clients. So it's nice. You just use Evo Preview and cycle between each and just hit G5 instead of control space. It's great. And then somebody said, yeah, you can use hotkeys for this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, I could actually go into, I can go into navigation and I can control space. I can right click and edit and make it one key. And I was like, oh my God, is that EULA breaking? I just made my game easier. Of course, Evo Preview and doing stuff like escape and making two buttons you have to press. One, like unlock, which I made backspace, and I've made space. Well, that was one space directional scan. I can just press space and get a direct D-scan going on. But it's V anyways, so it's like, not that much. But I'm like, ooh. What is EULA breaking? You read the forums, and they're like, any macro at all is like illegal, and you'll get a ban, blah, 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 and they can tell when you're doing automated stuff because, they have omniscience, right, through lag, right, and especially now with the DDoS crap, yeah, they're totally going to be able to beat, oh yeah, he's using, the input commands are sent through the interweb, which have lag, so, yeah, forum trolls, ignore them. So I've never liked using ISBoxer. It was used by RMT bots and stuff to do automation stuff, and I still consider it an illegal piece of equipment. But back in 2010, CCP foolishly said, oh, it's fine, and of course in the RMT it just went out of control. Fools. Anyways, so they reversed their strategy on that, but Evo Preview is legal. It doesn't allow for automation simultaneous between clients. You gotta flip, and like a normal player, see, before Evo Preview, actually I was trying to use Evo Preview in a different way, but before Evo Preview I would cascade all my windows in minimum resolution in a diagonal way, and then I do that. It was quite easy to do, actually. It's about as complicated as using Evo Preview, but it allowed me to maximize my screens, which is a godsend because for a decade I'd been playing with these minimal, the minimum resolution windows possible, and it felt like work, and it was not much fun. So yeah, anyways, so Evo Preview and macro keys fall under the EULA, and I'll show you the exact thing. It's section 6, subsection A, paragraph 3, and this says an accelerated rate when compared with ordinary gameplay, which spells to me in legal terms, as in courtroom shit, reasonable. What does a reasonable person expect to be ordinary gameplay, and what is an accelerated rate to gain all this stuff? So in doing this kind of thing, it is not accelerating beyond the reasonable. It's a quality of life. I can play maximized screens, well, almost maximized, on my game without needing to use a second computer for 2 of them and running 4 at cascading. I think I was able to run 5 or maybe 6. I don't think I was running 6 at the time. I had an old computer. But I could cascade them, and having run in diagonal. And then just as well with this, it's just quality of life. And macro keys are quality of life too, until somebody told me I don't need the G3 macro to turn on my overheat. I can just hold shift and click off, and you can go into escape and change it altogether to 1 key. So, you know, stop and do that are things that are fun to have as a macro now, but I hardly use them anymore because I can just hold shift, or if I want. But G5, my macro for stop, is my favorite. I always like using that because it's in the corner, out of the way, and just easily, without looking, hit it. It's awesome. I could have hit it, changed it to something else, like say the tiled key, maybe, perhaps up there, or pause break, but I use pause break as my TeamSpeak button. So anyways, but what I really wanted to get into after doing all that spiel was hardeners set to 2.5 seconds each, and the boosts, my command boosts, set to 10 seconds each. I made a prior video, it totally screwed up with the maths. But if I set 10 seconds and I've got 60-second cycle, that if I've got 5 of them, I'll have a 10-second delay before it cycles around and does it all over again. So I've got it equally staggered. And then for these 10-second cycle time, I've got 2.5 second delay, and I'll show you what happens. So I hit G4, and that'll activate, but I can't switch clients or else it'll totally screw up. So I can check other stuff. Could probably hit hotkeys to tag things, but it's just a fact of being able to press a key, take the monotony away, and look at local, check local, talk in local, target. Oh, one of my drones. I lost my heavy drone because I was playing around trying to make a video and lost cap, and my shield boost went, and the Triglavians decided not to attack my Ursat's Logi anymore and go after the, because I wasn't an Ursat Logi anymore, and it went after my heavy drone and killed it. No. So, and there we go. So that's complete. So they're cycling in between, and I'm hoping that lowers my cap usage just a bit, so it gives me a few more seconds to deal with the renewing Triglavian, which is draining my cap. So now I hit G1 macro key, and that'll 2.5 seconds. It'll do it now. Do it now. I do it manually, but this is just a quality of life thing, really. There. And it's kind of fun. Because normally I wouldn't care. I just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and then click all these, and it's just a quality of life. And you can't switch clients, or else it screws it up. I've done that before, and I've forgotten, and I've lost, these range, or the cycle time is the big one. So I've got the range, but I switched before the cycle time had activated. Yeah, so it's not really advantageous for me because I'll screw up more than it helps me. So, but yeah, if people are worried about, I can't use macro keys, you read the crap on the forums. They're always trolling with, yeah, they'll know exactly what you're doing, man. They'll ban you. No, think reasonable. Always think reasonable. Think, what is the EULA saying, not what the forum trolls are saying. Because the forum trolls, you ask 5 forum people a question, you'll get 6 different answers. Sometimes wild spread, but all of them misinformation. It's just that they often trotted out stuff that people just repeat because they think it's true. And yeah, that's the most dangerous troll, when people don't realize it's a troll and then you just repeat it. And there's a lot of that in Eve. That's what the CCP, the balance of the game is a lot of explorers like me get in the game because there's a lot of mystery, which attracts the achievers, because there's stuff that people are exploring that they can find out about and make ISK on, and credits and reputation, and they know that the killers in the game are going to come after them and make their game meaningful because they're doing something valuable and the killers are after them, and the explorers adapt to the killers and give the achievers information, and the killers keep the population of the socializers down because you don't want too many socializers, because then it just gets crazy. So yeah, it's Bartles types if you're interested, but that's way off topic, sorry. But yeah, it's knowing how to play the game, have fun, and use the tools available like macrokeyboards, make your life a bit more easier, and Evo Preview, which allows you to maximize your screens and makes the game less of a spreadsheets and space, which I try so hard to cut down, but it's impossible, of course. You know. Anyways, so that's it. Hopefully this video is the shortest one I've made this morning. I made an hour-long one, and so anyways, goodbye and safe travels.